Hey everyone. Alright, I'm going to start cooking here in a minute, so before I start cooking I figured I would just come on now so you can see. So if you want to know what I'm cooking pork chops, green beans, and mashed potatoes. And I use sweet baby reds for mashed potatoes, which I have to get out. Someone packed this in here, that wasn't me. Moron. Oh, yeah. So I use sweet baby reds for my mashed potatoes. And I keep the skin on. For anyone that doesn't know, it doesn't matter what kind of potato you use, the skin on the potato, whether you use baby reds or Idaho potatoes, the skin is what has the most nutrients in the potato. So if you're eating up mashed potatoes, when I make mine, you'll see how I make it. So I use sweet baby reds though for my mashed potatoes. So I'm making pork chops, breaded pork chops, mashed potatoes, and cheesy green beans. I'm just getting all this stuff out right now. And this is something you need. Crisco or lard, if you have lard, works. I'm using a cast iron pan for my main pan, which I'll fix that once I get all this stuff out. But just let me get everything ready and then we'll get going. Let's see. This one. So garlic, I don't have any garlic to cut, so I have minced garlic, which is what I use this in my potatoes. Now the pork chops, I did not pick these out, but normally I like to get the thicker ones. These are okay, they're a little bit thinner sliced than what I normally, for this recipe that I'm doing today, I normally like them thicker than this. But you can still do it with these. And what I bread them with is cornflake crumbs. Eggs. So before I even do that, I'm going to get the potatoes ready and the green bean stuff ready before I start that stuff up to show you. Oh, and I have a huge thing of this because I just refill my lorries. That's how much I use this seasoning. I bought a big one just to refill my little one. Best seasoning. If you don't have lorries in your house, I don't know, so you got problems. You need to get it if you don't. Let's see here. What else do I need? Oh yeah, cheese. And the other thing that we need, Velveeta cheese. I mix the Velveeta cheese with the green beans, which I'll show you in a second how I do it. I'm gonna go grab my gloves. All my gloves and I can't find them. It's alright. I don't need them yet anyway, but I will need them soon. So, what did I do with that? I use a Ziploc bag, and the Ziploc bag is for the cornflake crumbs. Cornflake crumbs. You can take regular cornflakes and break them up if you have cornflakes at home, and just make them look like crumbs. If you want to do that, you can do that too. I've done it that way as well. It's actually probably cheaper if I do it that way, but I'm probably going to end up using most of what's left in here. So we need our fill it up with water. Of course, I'm going to rinse the potatoes before I put them in. So I'll just set this here for now. One thing that's important, always rinse off your potatoes or anything. Like I told you, if you were on before, I keep the skin on my potatoes. I just cut it and I'll show you how I do it. But I'm going to rinse off some potatoes that I'm going to put in the pot, which that's a very big pot, but it's alright. So now I have all my potatoes rinsed, and I'll show you how I cut it. I'll just set this here, and you can I'll do it in my hand, because I don't really care. If I can adjust this thing, hold on. My hands are all wet. I'm trying to adjust it, but my hands are wet, so try it this way. And Rambo's back. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I know, you're nosy. He's nosy. So, and there's dog hair on. Of course, I have dogs, so I'm going to have a little bit of dog hair, but anyway, that's alright. So I just cut it. I mean, these are smaller potatoes, so you don't need to make as small of ones, but the smaller you cube it, the shorter time it's going to take to cook. But you can just cut it like this. This is kind of a crappy knife. I don't know why I chose this one. I don't know where the butcher knife is. I don't know where anything is, really. But just cut them up. And I should probably do this on the counter, it'd be quicker. But like, see how this one has a little bit of yucky stuff? I don't want to eat that, so I just throw it away. Like, see on this end? I don't want that end in there, but I want the skin, so I just cut off the end. Aw. And just cut it off. What did you do? Oh, there's the knife. There's the better knife. Here it is. That's much better. And then we can just cut it. Don't cut yourself. You don't have to copy the way I'm doing it. It's better if you do it on the counter than the way I'm doing it like this to show you guys more than anything. See, there's another little piece I don't really like, so just kind of cut that part out. Like that. Which I have garbage right there. And we'll just do these in here. That one's alright. This. So with this recipe, you need pork chops, 2 cans of green beans. I'm using sweet baby red potatoes, which in this batch there's about 10 of them. I mean, it depends on how many people you're cooking for. I'm really only cooking for 2 right, or yeah, 2 right now, so. Yeah, that one's not too bad. Oh, that's a little soft there. Sometimes if you feel like a little soft spot on the potato, we'll see if it's discolored. If it's discolored, then we don't want it. It's not discolored, so it's alright. But on Idaho potatoes, sweet baby reds are the same as Idaho potatoes. Like, except sweet baby reds have a little bit more nutrients than Idaho potatoes do. And they have a better taste, to me. Break them up. Break them up. Break them up. I'll get rid of that part. Don't eat that. I accidentally missed the garbage. And River was about to eat the raw potato. Really, actually, you can't eat it. It's alright if she eats it. It ain't gonna hurt her none. I think it'd be kind of weird if she ate that. A plain potato. Wouldn't surprise me with her. If she hears me open my potato chip, she comes running. She's definitely a different dog. Rambo is very picky with food. He does not like much. He doesn't even like regular milk bones. Like, it's embarrassing. When I go places, you know, like through the drive-thrus, they try to give us dog treats for the dogs. Just the regular milk bones. He won't eat it. And now neither will she. They're so spoiled. Aren't ya? Yeah, you're spoiled. You're a spoiled boy. Okay, so this is what it looks. I'm going to add more water to it. Like, that's like, this is a big pot, really, for that, as many as I'm cooking, but it's alright. Just don't need to overfill the water, then. Cold water. Now, if you see, I only put enough water in so it's just over the top, so it's not even half full. I'll try and show you guys. So it's not even half full. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of this, and I'll show you how much I'm going to add of this. Oh, my hands are wet. Open this, please. And I need the cans open too. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to turn that on right away and get it going while I add it. Potatoes, cook on high, medium high, high, just under high, I would say. So I'm going to add a teaspoon. I'm trying to give you guys measurements. Normally I don't measure, so I'm giving you guys measurements. Yeah, don't add more. A teaspoon would be good with if you had more potatoes even. So I'm adding a teaspoon. That's all you would really need. Maybe even a little less. Actually, no, that's good. Yeah, a teaspoon is good. I normally don't measure, so a teaspoon is good. Or you can just use, if you have a clove of garlic, you can dice up the clove real fine and do it that way. But if you have minced garlic, just throw a teaspoon of that in with the potatoes while it's boiling. And then once it's done, a lot of the minced garlic is going to come out in the strainer, so it's not going to overwhelm it when it's made, but you're going to have that garlic flavor in the potatoes when it's done. That's why I added in there now. Now this pan, I'll show you guys before I do the pork chops what we do in here. So in here we need a little bid of Velveeta cheese. And did you drain them?
Not all the way. You want me to?
Oh yeah, please. And 2 cans of green beans. You need to drain the green beans. Make sure you drain them. Now this cheese has some yuck part on the end, so I'm gonna need to wipe this off. I just cut that part off. I mean, I could use some of it, but I'm not going to. Like, see, like this cheese, because it's been sitting in the fridge, the end gets a little bit messed up, but it's really, like, not really bad. Like, that part's still good. But I'm just tossing this anyway. I'm not using this part. I'm a little OCD when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I just take a slice of Velveeta, like so. So take it, a block of Velveeta like this, and I cube it up into small little pieces. So I'll do it in my hand so you can see. So do 3 across, and then do it again. So keep them in your hand if you want to. And 1, put them in the pan. And I just cube them up smaller because then it melts easier with the green beans, because it cooks with the green beans. You could technically cook the green beans and then add the cheese in after they're done, but with canned green beans, they're already cooked. So that's why I do it this way. So you strain the green beans. There's no water or anything in here. You can use any brand you want, it's fine. 2 cans of green beans. Put them in with the cheese. Then we'll turn that one on lower than the potatoes, obviously. I'm going to turn that one on medium low. So it's not high and it's not low. But I ought to keep an eye on that while I'm doing this part. Now I'm going to season this pan. Now this is cast iron. I like cooking pork chops the best on the cast iron. And I may add more cheese than what I added. So you guys know. Do you know where my black gloves are by chance? Because I can't find them. I have a whole box of them. They were over there. Yeah, I have another box. Brand new. Okay, so I'm going to put the glove on to do this part. I'm going to need another glove anyway. Now I'm going to take the Crisco and I'm going to coat the cast iron pan. Just toss it on. I'll catch it. Now I'm doing this because I just washed this pan, so I'm only putting a little thin bit first. After you wash it, you should coat it with a little bit of oil, or this would work. I'm adding more than I would normally. I shouldn't say that. I'm adding more than, like, if I'm just doing it after I wash it, I don't add this much, but I'm adding more because I'm going to cook with it. But I just want to make sure that it, because I just washed it in the water, that's why I'm doing the sides and everything like you see now, because I didn't do that before. Because normally every time I wash this pan, I either, if I don't put Crisco on it, I put oil on it. I usually use olive oil. If I use oil. But yeah, we're going to need a lot of Crisco in this anyway. So I just take a glob, toss it in there, and I'll turn that on so it starts to melt. Turn it on medium high. I need one of these out. And I add a little bit of butter too. It's up to you. You don't have to do that. You don't have to add butter, or you can use just butter or just Crisco. That's garbage. Okay, so for the mixture here, these are farm fresh eggs. Look at how big this egg is. Do you have to stand there? So I'm gonna use, I'll start with just the 3 because those 2 are bigger, and these are thinner ones. But I like to, when I bread it, I like to double bread it, which means I have to dip it in that again. Which, if I need to, I'll add another egg. But for now, I'll just use that. And with the egg, my favorite, Lolly. I just coat it in there. I don't have a measure amount for it. Oh, I forgot. I'm putting 2 tablespoons of butter in with the Crisco too. That's gonna be what's cooking. So this is not healthy, just so you guys know. It's not healthy. I don't like eating healthy stuff. So this healthy stuff usually doesn't taste that good. Let's see if we can get that so you guys can see there. And you see if I'm just whisking away. I'm going to turn the potatoes down a little bit. So just whisk them till they're good. And before I get my hands all yucky, I'm gonna use a gallon size bag to put my cornflake crumbs in. Now, like I said before, you can if you have cornflakes at home, you can just take them and get them as small as possible, or you can just buy these cornflake crumbs. I use them for a lot of different things, but for this video, we're using it to bread our pork chops. And you can always add more into the bag too, Now that I did that, now I'm putting my gloves back on because I'm going to be touching the pork chops. So I'll show you this quick. Turn this down a little. So, now normally I like to use thicker pork chops than the ones that I'm going to be using, but these will be alright. So we got 3 pork chops here, bone in. If you're doing it at home, I would get a little bit thicker ones than this, if you want to do it this way. Like, I like them a little bit thicker than this. I would tenderize, and normally I would tenderize it a little, but I'm not going to do that because these are thinner anyway. I'll just take a fork. Quick way. I have a fork right there. Oh well. I'll just take the fork and do it. Which I could have just did with this one. Damn, Melissa. Alright, so we got that one in there. Now, this is the fun part. This you can have your kids do, if you have your kids cooking with you. Put it in the bag, and just shake it up. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. I'm just kidding. So, I like to bread them twice though. So after I do it once, I stick it back in the egg. Okay, and then I put it back in there and I mix it really good. The second time is where I really care how it's breaded, which is going to probably need more than what's in there. We'll find out. That might be just enough. Yeah, that's good. That'll work. So here, try to show you guys the end result. You see it? Slap it on the pan. I'm gonna add a little bit more in there. We're gonna need it for the next one. Oh, I gotta turn that back up. I put that in there a little bit too low. Put it on medium high when you first put it in. So normally, like when they're thicker, I use a meat tenderizer and just do that real quick. But I'm just taking the fork and stabbing it a couple times. And I'm only doing that because I think by doing it, it kind of gets that Lowry seasoning in there a little bit. I don't know. I might be doing it for no reason. I don't really know, but I do it. So. Shake it. I mean, you can do this in a brown, if you have a brown bag, paper bag, that works too. Like, I used to do that for fried chicken. Now we got that one on there. Throw it in there. Now we got our last one. And let's stab it. I just got that stuff all over here. One more time. And here we go. Oh crap, I forgot. Oh, it's good. Probably burnt it a little. Damn it. God dang it. I burnt the cheese. I knew it. I didn't burn it bad, luckily, but it burnt a little bit. I knew it. I burnt the cheese from not paying attention to that. But it's alright. I didn't burn it too bad, luckily. Aaron, can you come over here and check that for me? I just took all the burnt stuff off. Of course, he says it's fine. And we put our last one on there. Alright, so that's it. Now I'm going to throw the gloves. Thank you, sir. Let me see that. So this is the cheesy green beans, which you can't tell I burnt them, luckily. If you can see them, that's Velveeta cheese and green beans. And the only thing you need to add is salt and pepper. Now, let's check on the potatoes, which I'll just take a knife. I think they're about probably done, actually. Yeah, they are. They feel soft. I should take one out. To tell if the potato's done, I mean, just if it's soft enough. You don't know how to tell if a potato's done. It's basically has to be able to how do you do it? I don't know how to say it. Well, no kidding, you stick a fork in it. He just said you stick a fork in it. No kidding, you stick a fork in it. Anyway, the potatoes are done, so I'm going to show you what I do with the potatoes now while that's going. And if you want to see the pork chop, see, I just turned it over. See how that one cooked perfectly? That's how I want them to look, like that. The other one is a little bit. Can you see them? All right, so there's that. Sorry guys, it's hard to hold the stand up and all of that, but the one pork chop looks just how it's supposed to look. So I'll take a strainer. Just take them and then put them in there and strain it out. Now, I turn that on low. Turn that on low and I add a half a stick of butter to my potatoes. If I was cooking more, I would say a full stick, but I add a half a stick of butter. And I put that in the pan. And I keep the pan on low. I'm going to rinse that pan out actually, because I don't want all that minced garlic in there. It's alright to have some on the sides, but I don't like it when there's too much. And always constantly stir those, the green beans. I have them on low. So you throw half a stick of butter in there, and this is how many potatoes I have. Now there's still, you can see there's minced garlic in there. I don't mind it, but you can rinse them off if you choose. But I'll show you the strainer. Most of the minced garlic doesn't even come out; it stays in there. But you'll still have the garlic flavor in the potato. So let's show you the potato. Let's see if I can put this thing up higher here. I'm going to see if I can adjust this for you. Can you guys see it? Okay, so there's the potatoes. I have a half a stick of butter in there, adding some milk. I don't measure. Sorry, guys. Guess I'll just use this to mash it. I don't know where the heck my masher is. Where's the potato masher? He's not anywhere to be found as usual. Aaron! It drives me fucking nuts. Never find anything I need. Where's my potato masher? I have like 3 of them. I didn't see it in there. Add salt and pepper to taste how you like it. Give me that wooden spoon. Just leave it on the counter. I'll figure it out. No, I would like all my stuff where it's supposed to be is what I would like. Well, I don't know where my potato masher is, so we're gonna improvise and do it hard. This isn't the one I told you to give me. This one. Mash them up. If you have a potato masher, it's a lot easier. Like this. You're gonna have, yeah, he's gonna have to mash them. I'm gonna have to have him mash them. I'm not strong enough to do that. So I'm gonna show you guys these right now. So this pork chop, how are we doing here? Ooh, look at that. Now I want to check the temperature on that. I'm going to leave that one out here for now. If you don't have a meat thermometer, you should have one. Anytime you're cooking with pork, you always want to make sure you're at the right temperature, which pork is 145 Fahrenheit or 63 Celsius. So let's do right here. That one's done. Half of it's done. It's almost done. It's almost done. That was the one I put on first, and then this one, and that was last. So this one's almost done. It just needs a little bit more there. Oh, good thing I didn't do that in the food. And yeah, don't touch hot cast iron without a mitt. I'm doing this because my stove is crooked, so all of my Crisco and juices aren't always in the right places. Actually, speaking of that, I don't know why I didn't tell you guys to do that. Move them. You can move them around in the pan too. Like this one right here, this is the last one I put on. This one, I'll show you guys. So this one is the first one I put on. This one is like done. That's the second one, that's not done yet. But this one is pretty much done. Which actually I could probably take it off. That way I'll just get it out of the way. So that's what it should look like when it's done. It's brown, it's crispy, it's good. I'm gonna test it to make sure that it's all the way done. That way this has more. Can you please do the mashed potatoes? I can't do it. Not strong enough.
Give me that other thing.
What one?
The black one.
Okay, so testing the meat. It has to be at 145. Can you guys see the timer? That yeah. So I'm picking up 149. So that's done right there. Let's try another spot. 145.6, 147. Yeah. So this one is definitely done. So now let's look at these. These two left in here. See? We're almost done. So the green beans are done with the cheese. I didn't need to add any more cheese than what I put in, so that's good. I didn't need to add any more Crisco or butter. For those of you that have just joined, in this pan I use Crisco and a little bit of butter. And then for the green beans I use Velveeta cheese. It comes in the box like this. This is what it looks like. And I just took, you know, like, I just took a square of it and cubed it and put it in with 2 cans of green beans and added a little salt and pepper, and that's how I made the green beans. As far as the potatoes go, I use sweet baby red potatoes. I put a teaspoon of minced garlic in there while it was boiling. And then I added half of a stick of butter and a little bit of milk, and he's mashing it up for me, and some salt and pepper. So that's all you need there. That's all the ingredients. And then for the pork chops, we used cornflake crumbs, which you can take regular cornflakes and make your own crumbs out of. It's cheaper if you do it that way. I recommend doing it that way if you have the time to, because you could use a lot of, especially if you're cooking for a lot of people. So you don't go through, because these are this box isn't really that cheap. It's cheaper if you buy like actual cornflakes and then just do it yourself. So let's see if this one here is done. It's going up there. I like to test more than one area though, because like with the first one, I tested, this one's done. Alright. So we got second pork chop done. Let's see what this is at here. This one I put on later than the other two, so this one should take a little bit longer. Yeah, that's, I have to wash that. That's gonna be a minute yet for that one. Alright, you got, watch out. Move, Rambo. Move, Bubba. Rambo likes to be right there too. So here's the mashed potatoes. You see, now you see there's green in there. Well, green is from the potatoes because they're a little bit young yet, but that's okay. It's not gonna hurt you any. Now I'm gonna taste it to see if it's good enough. Needs more salt and pepper. The garlic isn't, I can taste the garlic in it, but it's not overwhelming to me. But it needs more salt and pepper, and I might actually add a little bit more butter too to it. I just don't want this to burn this while I'm doing it. I'll add a little bit more milk to make them a little softer. much. Just a drop. Just a drop of milk. And why do I add more butter? Because I like to have butter in it. I don't need a whole half. Just take a tablespoon, throw it in there. Okay. So just stir it in. And I'm going to add more salt and pepper. But yeah, that green in there is from the potatoes, from the parts that I didn't cut off. They weren't bad, it just means they're a little bit like under, like they're not grown all the way or whatever, I think is the term. Oh yeah, salt and pepper, here we go. So, salt and pepper. I just put it like that. If you put it all in one spot, you have to make sure you mix it really good. So it all doesn't stay in that one spot. I shouldn't have did it like that. But you can and still get it to work. Test this. Now, if you like your potatoes a little bit more creamy, all you have to do is add more milk. I like mine a little bit fluffy. So that's why these are thicker. And you see how there's that the red in there? That's the skin. The skin is the best part of the potato. A lot of people don't eat the skin, but what you don't realize is the skin of the potato is what has all of the nutrients in it. A lot of people don't know that, but that you can Google it if you don't believe me. And I believe Sweet Baby Reds have more nutrients than Idaho potatoes do. Over here we have our green beans and cheese. Which I just use just the cut style green beans. It doesn't matter what brand or anything like that. And here's the finished pork chops. These are the ones that are done. So that's the finished product. I'll make him a plate and then show you what it looks like on a plate. This one seems to be taking forever. So we'll get in there. If it's too much, you can take it off. And I did add salt and pepper over there before too. So, finished product. Voila! Breaded pork chop, mashed potatoes, cheesy green beans. That's what's for dinner. Easy enough to make. And most of you probably have the ingredients in your house. Except for the pork chops. But cornflake crumbs, green beans, Velveeta cheese, butter, Crisco or lard, and mashed potatoes. You can choose your potato. I use minced garlic in mine. But now I'm gonna eat, so, and this one's about done. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope that you guys try this because it is really good. And I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat now. But thanks for joining, and have a good day. Bye.